Hi there and welcome to Tech Life, a channel where I aim to review everything from selfie sticks to laptops to IDs for coding, video editing, software for producing thumbnails, essentially anything tech related. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you have anything that you think I should review, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to review that product. Welcome to part 7 of this series of beginners JavaScript tutorials. In this short video, we'll be looking at a JavaScript object called math. This object contains numerous methods that allow us to perform many different mathematical functions. We will look at some of the more useful ones. Okay, so let's fire up Visual Studio Code and see some of these functions and methods in use. For those of you who have been following along with the series, you will be familiar with these two pieces of code. So we've got a HTML page here and a .js file here, and basically the .js file is called from the HTML page. So we're going to put some code into this .js file, and the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a variable. In order to create a variable, we use the keyword let, and the name of this variable is going to be 0 to 60. And we use a semicolon at the end of the line. We can assign a value to this 0 to 60 variable. So 0 to 60 is going to equal 4.4. And the first method that we're going to look at is a rounding method. So it allows you to round up or round down numbers. And in order to do that, we use the keyword math and then dot, and then we type in round, and we'll pass in the variable 0 to 6. Oops, 0 to 60, and we put a semicolon there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to assign this value back to 0. So I'm going to say, sorry, 0 to 60. So I'm going to say 0 to 60 is equal to math.round, round that, and then assign it back to 0 to 60. And we're going to put this out to the console log. Console.log 0 to 60. Cool. Control S. And we are going to run this. And we will F12 this in order to see the DevTools, and go to console. If I zoom in there, the output is 4. We assigned a value of 4.4, and this rounding function took the value of 0 to 60 and rounded it down. If we change this to 4.6 and save this, and then refresh this, and now we have a value of 5. Extend it rounds up. If we change this down to 4.5, Control S again, F5 this to refresh, it stays on 5. 4.5 will round up, anything less than 4.5 will round down.
Cool. The next function I want to show you is called floor, and what this does, it will always round down a number. So it's math.floor, FL0OOR, floor, and so the value here is 4.5. Control S, and let's refresh this, and it's output a value of 4, because math.floor will always round down. Even if I change this to 4.9, Control S that, F5, 4. And the opposite of floor is a method called ceiling, and it gets abbreviated down to CEIL, seal. And so this does the opposite of floor. So this will always round up. So if I change this 4.9 down to 1, 4.1, Control S, it's rounded up. Cool, so that's floor and ceiling. We can use another function of the math object, and that is called POW. So it's math.pow, and what that does is it allows us to raise a value to a given power. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to create different variables here. So it's not going to be 0 to 60 anymore. It's going to be top speed. Top speed, and top speed. I'm going to assign a value of. Initially, I'm going to assign a value of. Let's give it 100. And now I'm going to say top speed equals math.pow, and I'm going to pass in top speed and then a comma, and then I'm going to enter a number, and the number will be the power to which I want to raise the value of top speed. So I'm going to raise it to a power of 2, and then we can output the value of top speed to the console again. Control S to save that. Okay, let's head over to the home page. F5 to run, F12 to view the DevTools, and we can see that raising 100 to the power of 2 results in a value of 10,000. Slightly quick for a Lamborghini top speed, but this is just an example. The math function also has obviously a square root function as well. So I'm going to show you that quickly. So I can get rid of raising something to the power, and we can change the name of the method here, and square root is represented by SQRT for square root. So now, just a quick recap, we've still got variable top speed. It's still got a value of 100 assigned to that variable, and now we're going to use the math dot square root in order to obtain the square root of 100. And it will be displayed in the console.log. So Control S, head over to the home page again, and F12. So now 100 square rooted is 10. Cool. The last couple of methods we're going to look at are in relation to obtaining a maximum value or a minimum value. So I can get rid of this slot here first. I'm going to create 5 variables, and the first 3 are going to represent the speed of a Lamborghini model. So I'm going to look at Aventador first. Aventador. Never spell these names. Aventador speed. And we're going to say the Aventador speed, top speed, is going to be about 118 miles an hour. The next one is going to be a Huracan. N speed. We're going to say the Huracan speed, top speed, is about 202 miles an hour. And lastly, we're going to have a Gallardo. Oops, spell this correctly. So the Gallardo top speed is roughly 198. So those 3 variables represent the top speeds of those particular models of car. I'm going to have 2 more variables. One is going to be called min. The second one is going to be called max. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so what we're going to attempt to do is firstly get the minimum value from this list of 3 top speeds, and then we'll get the maximum value from this list of top speeds. In order to do that, we're going to say min is equal to math dot min, open and close parentheses, and I'm going to copy and paste these variable names in between these parentheses. Control V, Control Z, Control C, and then Control V. Cool. That's the first one. Second one. Lastly, like a lot of. And this time we're not going to output the top speed, we're going to output the value contained within the variable min. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. Min is going to contain the value that this method returns. This method will return the smallest number that is contained in these variables. So hopefully it should return 198. Control S to save. F5 to run. F12. 198. Cool. That's exactly what we were hoping to get. And now let's change this to max. And now hopefully it'll return the highest number. Two 218 miles an hour for the Aventador. Excellent. Okay, so those are all the methods that we're going to look at from the math object. The math object does also contain constants, so we're just going to have a quick look at one of those before I wrap this video up. In order to do that, I can get rid of all of this code. I'm going to create variable. I'm going to call that my pi. So the constant we're going to look at is pi. So I've created a variable my pi, and we're going to assign a value of pi to this variable by saying my pi equals math.pi. So a constant value of pi is stored within this object, and that it will be assigned to our variable here. And then once we have that value within our variable, we can output that to the console. That looks okay. Control S. F5, F12, and we can see that a value of pi has been returned. Excellent. Okay, so that's it for this video. As mentioned at the start, the object does contain many more functions. Obviously, I couldn't cover all of those in this short video. Hopefully this video has been useful. If it has, please do consider maybe hitting the like button, or even consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much.